just finished testing the Rinker 216. It was powered by a Mercruiser 5.0 MPI, and this has proved to be a really nice package with this engine. On plane in 3.6 seconds, to 30 miles an hour in 8.9 seconds, with a top speed of 50.2 miles an hour. Let's head back to the dock and check out some of the features of this boat. I love the way this thing handles. It turns really well. Very nimble performance. Well, Mike, I like what you've done with the place. This looks a little different from models I've seen before.
Well, this is a newer generation Captiva. We come out with a couple of years ago, and what we wanted to focus on is storage and cockpit and bow space. So if you look at this model, you're going to notice it doesn't have the traditional real pointy V. It's more of a rounded V, so it gives us a lot more width in the bow area and a lot more seating, plus storage.
It's sort of a hybrid too. It's not really a deck boat, you know, where it's the beams full width, which can look a little clunky if not properly incorporated, but this also looks still sleek too.
Well, with the new generation style, we wanted to look great from a profile standpoint. We wanted it to function well. We didn't want to create a deck boat out of it, but we wanted to capture some of the benefit of a deck boat with the wider bow space.
That's great. Let's head back in the cockpit and see what we have going on.
Okay.
Wow, this tower really ratchets up the attitude on this boat. What is this?
The tower is available two ways. One as a standalone option, or it's included in what we call our R package. It is a custom folding tower designed for this boat specifically. The package includes the tower-mounted speakers and also a really nice bimini top.
Nice. And what about the helm? What do we have?
Helm is fully featured. It has all your instrumentation, depth sounder, hour meter. All your switches are within easy access from the helm. There's a little storage compartment on the right-hand side of the steering wheel, tilt steering wheel standard. What you don't see on the helm is a radio. The radio now, we're using a Bluetooth stereo, so there's really no need to have the control functions on the helm anymore, so most people now control with their iPhone.
I want my mix, yeah.
Yep, exactly. So that's become so popular. We said, you know what, let's keep the real estate open and let's take it, and we put the stereo in an enclosed kind of a glove compartment. It's out of the way. You can lock it so it keeps it keeps it theft proof, and it keeps it out of the weather.
So if I open this, is anything going to pop out at me?
Nothing's going to pop out on you, Alan. We've heard from our consumers that you want to have a cooler on board. And the biggest thing about a cooler is where do you store it? And then when you do store it, getting access to it's always cumbersome. So what traditionally happens is if someone wants to get a beverage out of it and you're cruising along the waterway, you've got to throttle back, stop the boat, lift up the seat, if anyone's sitting on it, pull the cooler out, access your beverage, and it becomes a cumbersome process. So we've heard it from a lot of customers saying someone's got to come up with a better idea to access a cooler. So engineers last year, we said, see if you can come up with something. I don't know of any other solution. We want to keep the cooler stowed out of the way. And they came up with a cool solution. It's we call it the Rinker Ice integrated cooler enclosure. It allows you to load your cooler. You can still remove it and use it as you normally would. You load it, put it underneath the seat. It locks into the seat base. It has a slide drawer that we custom molded into the top of the cooler. And now you can access your cooler right on the seat, and you can be running this wide open across the lake, lift up the cushion, reach in there, get your beverage without ever stopping the boat.
Nice.
Great for kids.
Now tell me what we have going on in the sun pad.
The 216 for 2015 was completely redone. We took some of the options that we toyed around with in other models, newer models, and we incorporated them like the Rinker Ice. Also, what we've incorporated is a multifunction aft sun pad. So if you were to take this seat and flip it up, what you've created is a transom aft-facing rumble seat. It's a multi-position, so there's 3 positions to it. And when it's not in use, it can be stowed in the lower position and still use as sun deck. So you now have a multi-function platform. Over on the port side, every Rinker has a trash receptacle or a little mini storage receptacle. And we'd like to hide it all the way, but still make it accessible. And the only way it would be accessible without that access is to lift the motor lid and get access to it. So we've put an access point in there so you don't have to lift the lid. And that's a real positive fitting cushion so it won't blow out.
Yeah. For more information about the Rinker 216 and other great boats, go to boatingworld.com. I'm Alan Jones, and we'll see you out on the water.